Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Seminar. I hope you are doing great. Came across video from Asians talking about the anti-blackness that runs in their community and also how some of them have experienced so much prejudice from their own people too. So it is not only that they give it to to my people, they also give it to themselves. But then I am asking, why are they like that? Then I remember that you cannot give out what you do not have. When you do not like yourself a lot, trust me, you definitely will not be able to like other people. Yeah, that is what I mean that you cannot give out what you do not have. So majority of them do not have love. So they cannot give out love to black people. Majority of them, their parents have told them to stay away from black people. Do not mingle with black people. Don't speak up when there is problems and all that. I have brought videos of them also saying that their parents are the major problem they are also facing, which is true. I can't remember if I have posted the video. A woman said that she is so blessed to might have married a husband that is enlightened, that supports black people, and also that it's woke and grounded because her parents were not all that. And I will never forget to tell you that they are corny. I've been telling you this and I will continue to say it. Let's get into this video.
Let's have the conversation that people love to sidestep, because anti-blackness does not just come from white folks, and it for sure did not just appear out of nowhere. And if we're serious about solidarity, we have to trace where it actually started. Now, first thing, this is not about all Asian communities. That's lazy, and I am not lazy. But when we talk about patterns, we're talking about systems. And the system made sure that anti-blackness wasn't just exported, it was globalized. See, when European powers colonized Asia, they didn't just take the land, they also imported hierarchy. They pushed the idea that lighter skin meant civility, wealth, purity, and darker skin was poverty, backwardness, and danger. And that colonial script seeped deep, from India to the Philippines, all the way to Japan. Skin tone became the ladder, and whiteness was always at the top. If we fast forward to Asian immigration in the US, you arrive in a country that's already built on anti-blackness, already criminalizing black life. And what do politicians do? They dangle a deal. If you distance yourself from black people, we'll give you a seat closer to whiteness. And that's where the model minority myth comes in. It was never a compliment, it was always a weapon. The government used it in the 1960s to say, hey, look at these Asian immigrants. They work hard, they follow the rules. Why can't black folks do the same? And that's when it turns survival into separation. And here's the ugly truth. Some communities actually leaned into it, right? Because of your family's safety, your visa, your livelihood depends on being seen as the good immigrant, you'll play the role, even if it means stepping on black people to do it. But don't get it twisted. This was not organic hate. It was policy. It was propaganda. And it worked because it kept us divided while white supremacy stayed in power. So when we talk about Asian anti-blackness today, whether it shows up in colorism, anti-black policing in Asian-owned shops, or even silence around Black death, we've got to understand that it didn't just fall from the sky. It was planted by colonizers, by governments, by systems that profit when we fight each other and not them. And until we name that history, we are not building solidarity. We're just repeating the cycle. And I, for one, refuse to keep the cycle quiet.
Thank you to this creator for speaking on this, and dear Asian Americans, we need to be talking about anti-blackness within our community. Hi, my name is Dr. Yi, I'm a psychology professor, and in my research, I have found that anti-blackness is pervasive among Asian Americans, especially when they internalize the model minority myth. When Asian Americans adopt this belief that their racial group is superior to other racial groups because they have stronger cultural values in hard work and success, it's correlated to greater explicitly negative attitudes towards Black Americans. And echoing what this creator shared, this pitting of minorities against one another, this narrative that Asian Americans just pulled themselves up by their bootstraps and have the right cultural values and hard work to succeed. That narrative has been really internalized within our community and has hindered solidarity to promote greater racial justice for us all. And in my other research, I've done in-depth interviews with Asian Americans to really explore how the model minority myth shapes these beliefs, and particularly serves as a barrier to engaging in activism. So dear Asian Americans, let's break this cycle of silence about anti-Blackness within our community. We can use what privilege we have to engage in protests and rallies, but also in smaller spaces like speaking up in your family when there's an anti-Black comment made. Let's hold ourselves accountable to the ways that we're perpetuating systems of oppression, because nobody's free until everybody's free. Follow for more Asian American Psych from a professor.
I woke up out of my sleep because this needed to be said. Asians want to be Black adjacent with white privilege. And just that thought alone, which is a very true thought, is kind of sickening because, again, I'll never stop speaking on it. They emulate Black culture, Black aesthetics, everything so heavily in the means of joking or because it's wacky. You know, white people try to say that all the time back in the day. Oh, Black people do this wacky, funky stuff. And then hoopla, hoopla, they try to switch it to something else. They try to give it a different name. But it's sad because, again, Asian people know what it's like to experience racism, especially from white people, and to be oppressed by white people. However, they get that bit of what they feel is an amenity and they turn it towards Black people. They want to be Black adjacent with white privilege. And that's just the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
First of all, statements involving always raise a red flag because either or thinking is a pillar of white supremacy culture. In this example, either anti-Asian hate crimes are always committed by Black people or always committed by white people. And since this commenter is an agent of white supremacy, they've decided always committed by Black people. So let's take a look at that. Look at that. A study of violent hate crimes found that 75% of violent anti-Asian hate crimes were perpetrated by whites. Guess you're wrong. Oh, but almost all of the offenders in violent anti-Black hate crimes were white. Guess I was wrong. Guess sometimes you can say always.
I came across a video by this other creator named Bulgogi Papi. You know the name. I had to check it out. And he was talking about Asian men and Black women and how there's so much hate for that kind of a relationship by Black men, which I found kind of wild. So of course I went down a whole rabbit hole about it, and there's quite a bit. And I want to ask Black men, and I'm trying not to generalize, but if you're a Black man who's angry about Black women dating outside of their race, I want to ask you, have you ever dated outside of race? How have you treated Black women? You personally, I'm curious. And then have you witnessed your brothers treating Black women horribly? Just answer me that. And then we go back on the fact that Black men have been fetishizing Asian women, I don't know, forever. Like, I just don't understand why Black women just can't catch a break. Like, they're the most educated group in the country, and yet they get shit on the most. Like, I don't understand it. They're the most sexually abused. They're the most sexualized. They are the most educated, like I said. They're so discriminated against. I don't get it. We as a human race literally came from a Black woman like a bazillion years ago. I don't know why we can't just extend the love. I'm a product of a Black man and an Asian woman. So I just want to ask, what's the problem with a Black woman finding love, being happy, being cared for, being supported, being taken care of, kept safe, all of these things, creating a family? Like, what's wrong with that? Why can't she go have that?
When I moved to US, the biggest disappointment was racism. I was shocked. So many times white people Latina, black people told me, go back to China. It was always unexpected, unpleasant, but honestly, somehow I didn't care. I didn't care. What really was painful for me, racism which came from Asian Americans, from Korean Americans, South Korean Americans, Chinese Americans, never from Japanese Americans, never, or other Asians. They told me, they told me, you look like Asian. I said, yes, I replied, I am Asian. They laughed. Ha 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 ha, no, you are not Asian. You are not real Asian. Actually, I am very confident, but I don't know why it was so painful for me. I didn't choose my race. It wasn't my decision, but I'm proud to be Asian. Very proud. Race is not about culture or history. Race is about anthropology and biology. If someone does believe that I should get some permission or approval from them to have right feel myself Asian, I would like to say to all of them, I can't say here what I want to say because of TikTok's rules and regulations. But I think you understand me.
The Asian community needs some serious self-reflection when it comes to racism. As you guys probably know, I moved to London 2 months ago. I live in a pretty affluent area, and let me tell you this, so far I have not seen a single Asian girl or a gay guy holding hands with a black or brown person on the street or at school. In fact, almost all of them were with white dudes. A few days ago, I matched with someone from Bangladesh on a dating app. He's incredibly smart and humorous. He graduated from Imperial College, which is like one of the best universities in the world, and he's got a good paying job in technology. However, to my surprise, after we matched, his opening line was, "Thank you for liking me back. I'm aware that I may not be your preferred ethnicity, but I decided to shoot my shot anyways." At that very moment, I felt like all the dots were connecting. Why are so many Asian people actively discriminating against others with a darker color of skin, especially in the context of dating? By the way, I'm very fed up with excuses like race is highly correlated with socioeconomic status. Well, in London, which is very racially diverse, by the way, there are so many super accomplished black and brown people in banking and technology. And my observation is that many Asian girls and gay guys would rather choose a white guy with mediocre salary. My message to the Asian community is very simple. Whitewashing yourself is pathetic. Don't do it.
All I got from this video, and all I can say is, why are they really obsessed? Stroke. Why are they obsessed with black people and also the hatred, towards my people? What did black people do to them? Everyone, even okay, but then why they are being this to my people, her own people, she's calling them out on their hatred towards her too. So it means not just only do they not like themselves, right? They also, but then how do you expect somebody that doesn't have love to give love out? Because you give out what you have. You don't give out what you do not have. It is only when you have love for yourself that you will be able to give love to other people. One thing I've known for sure is that you see Asian anti-blackness that runs in their community is actually excess. Very much. I know this. I have brought videos here, and I am sure if you know me so well, you definitely will know that I do not hide my feelings when I talk about how they treat my people. Why? Because the model minority that they portray on daily basis is just very damaging. And I've been saying it, they really do have a whole lot of work to do in that. The anti-blackness is too much. It is only black people that I have seen that will love and accept everybody. They will love and accept everybody. But it is only the same people that love and accept everybody that I have seen people not loving them back the way they love other people. But still, that doesn't stop them from spreading love. It really sucks, but it is what it is. Sometimes the enemy is within. You all have proven to black people that you cannot be trusted, because you see, since how many years ago, 2022 or 2023, that they decided to do what they did when it comes to affirmative action. I looked at them, I was like, this cannot be my people. This cannot be for my people. Because if they, anyway, why am I? They can never, because, there are some videos that I bring here. I remember a video, I think some days back, I don't know if I have posted the video or not. I have a lot of videos in my drafts. The woman was saying what her mother told her. People that when they want to speak up over what is going on and all that, their mother would tell them, never you speak up. Like, what kind of a mother is that? And I have also seen Asian women saying that she is so blessed that her husband, because she's married now, she said, thank God that my husband is not like does not have the same mentality like my mother. Because her mom's mentality is that bad. This is where I am going to draw the curtain. They are cunning. I won't end this video without saying it, because you know how much I tell you people that Asians are really very cunning people. And then they come out and act like they are great people. Bye for now.